I started about 7 years ago. I've always been able to paint, but before I was a painter, I was a musician. I was a guitarist in a band, and believe it or not, this particular room where you're standing in now, it was a digital recording studio, and the vocal booth was behind you. And I used to write songs for people. I had my own publishing company, etc. And I bought quite a large house, wanted to put some art up on the walls, and basically went to a few galleries to buy a few pieces. I've always loved art. It's been something I've been very passionate about, and just basically started painting and put some work up. And yeah, just people came in and started saying, "Is that for sale? That's nice. I'll have some of that." I think it's something that's always been in me, and like, I have other artists come to me and ask me the same question, saying, how do I go forward and get my work out there? It's about being confident, I think. Confidence is a big thing. I'm being passionate about what you do. There's many galleries. I could just walk into a gallery cold, take my portfolio in there. Most gallery owners would turn most artists away. But it's how you come across. I think it's, you just got to sell yourself well. And it's like any other business. It's like you are selling a product. But this is a product in the sense of, something I'm passionate about. And these are things I've experienced. There's a lot of thought process goes behind what I do. I'm not just selling something else someone else has made. This is something I've produced and something that I actually feel very passionate about. And each piece of work that I do produce is like part of me. It's like I'm giving part of my soul to somebody. As a self-taught artist, I'm a strong believer that art cannot be taught, or painting cannot be taught, it can only be found, which is something a lot of people don't seem to understand. It's like why they have to go to college, and you can teach someone about how to mix colours and the vanishing point and all this, and blocking stuff into certain areas when you're gridding paintings, etc. There's nothing you can take from that. You can take that from a book. So from my point of view, I just love the fact that I started painting, and I can create these beautiful pieces of work. Going back to the business side, I set up a collective of artists this time last March, and called the Sea Artists. And at the moment there's 4 of us, and it's been highly successful. And it's like I'm almost thinking about, I want to sort of tell people this is how you go about selling your work, and if you want to get it out there, this is how you do it. So we're setting up galleries on the back of, so basically we'll go to a property or a gallery owner and say that we want to hire your gallery for a week. We call it the Guerrilla Gallery. We literally move in, we set it all up, we go out with flyer. The last exhibition we did in Greenwich, we went out in gorilla suits, which worked fantastic. As passionate as I am about painting, and I want to paint, the business side gets in the way. I would actually say that the painting side of it is probably the smallest side when you're actually trying to promote yourself into a direction and get yourself known, to be able to sell your work, to continue that roller coaster ride, if you like. This particular collection is what I'm working on at the moment. This is my paper collection. This is the surreal side of it. Obviously you can see the Aboriginal influences with the dots and stuff in some of it, obviously enough, as I said to you before, like the people walking into the light, etc. We've got in this one, this one's called Labyrinth, the Man in the Mirror. So you've got this colour flying around and stuff. I don't know if you can sort of see that. And you've got reflect, but the man reflected is across the way, and he's in the mirror. But this stuff excites me at the moment. I'm getting a lot of response from this from people, a lot of positive response. This particular piece here, it's called Secret Window. It's had a lot. I showed this at the Guerrilla Gallery actually in Greenwich recently, and got a lot of response. We did a voting thing where if every person that walked in would write down their favourite piece of work, and this came up quite a lot actually, which I was quite pleased about, obviously. Secret Window. It's quite a dark picture in the sense of, I don't know if you can see here. There's like a person sort of like just barely in the background behind the distorted window with the car and stuff. And obviously this is representing a hillside. So they're standing in the distance and this is the window looking over. So you're looking inside out, if you like. Okay, this is a painting from my Terror collection. Basically this is a scene. I actually took a photograph coming back from Australia on the way to Fiji. And it was a painting I wanted to do for a while. Every time I've sort of travelled and stuff, and I've seen sites like this, and it's called In the Time of the Butterfly, and it's the sun going down over the clouds, staggered. As I say, it's from my Terror collection. This stuff is, I love it. I loved it. This is one of my earlier collections. As I say, it's called Frozen Time, and it's been very popular. I've added more recently in this last sort of year. I've put texture and stuff into the pieces. which is before I do the more flats. So it gives them more of a tactile sort of look. And when you actually get the sunlight on them, they change totally. It almost lifts them out. So all these textures of different light, comes out of the painting. So quite exciting. The business side of it is probably 80% of art. If you aren't, I know artists that just haven't got a clue, and they're brilliant artists. They just don't know how to go forward. So they just sit in their studio and they paint. So nobody knows who they are. Better artists than I am, and this is the funny thing about it. Very competent, very clever, very creative people that just sit there waiting to be discovered. It doesn't happen.